Russell claimed that newer forms of technology in education have a negative impact on a student's learning experiences. He supported this proposition by first showing that students who use technology perform worse than students who use traditional forms of learning. Second, by showing that there are many unforeseen negative side effects of technology that causes worse performance in school. And third, by showing that although technology has made learning more accessible, the quality of learning through new mediums has declined. So I'm going to respond to his first claim and his first ground. The evidence Russell used was inadequate to prove his claim. His evidence, which came from a study that was conducted by two professors from Princeton University and the University of California, Los Angeles, showed that the pattern of data for factual questions of those that typed notes were similar to those who took handwritten notes, though they were not significantly different. Moreover, Russell failed to take into account that using text processing software stimulates revision, and revisions made via keyboard potentially result in higher quality writing compared to revisions made using pen and paper. These positive findings suggest the potential effectiveness of word processing software for students' academic writing. Second ground, Russell failed to mention that the source discussed the benefits of ebooks. Carrie Saucer, the author of the article that he took his evidence from, listed several benefits of ebooks in her article. For example, she states that teachers may be able to keep better track of student progress through a variety of interactive features, and that the interactivity factor is also cited as a benefit to student learning in math and science courses. Additionally, she states that ebooks are beneficial for students that have severe visual impairments because the size on the text is adjustable on many ebook readers. His third ground, Russell stated that online tests defeat the purpose of learning to do things correctly. Professors Bruce Buskirk, David Ralph, and Stacy Schmidt utilized a case study in which they gave two different classes an paper midterm exam and an online final exam. The in-class midterm exam resulted in 22 A's, 18 B's, 6 C's, 1 D, and 2 F's, while the online final exams resulted in 26 A's, 13 B's, 9 C's, 1 D, and 0 F's. This shows that students who take tests online do learn things correctly, and that they can in fact outperform students that take paper exams. A secondary claim in this first ground. The source used as evidence is about the attention span of students and not about their academic performance. Furthermore, the evidence used were the results of teachers, and the researchers in the article specifically noted that the results were subjective views of the instructors and that they should not be taken as definitive proof. In fact, that same survey found that many teachers said technology could be useful as an educational tool, and in the Pew survey, which was done in conjunction with the College Board and the National Writing Project, roughly 75% of 2,400 teachers surveyed said that the internet and search engines had a mostly positive impact on student research skills. And they said such tools have made students more self-sufficient researchers. His second ground for his secondary claim, his second claim. Russell presumed that because artificial light may affect sleep quality, that technology causes worse performance in school. Russell failed to consider alternative causes resulting in technology causing worse performance in school. Russell presumed for his third ground that because some students procrastinate on the internet, that all students use technology ineffectively. The article that he used for that claim provided several correlations between students that divert to social media while studying, and had absolutely no statistical information to derive their conclusions to show that they're in fact true. Now, his third secondary claim, his first ground, Russell concluded that online classes are not a good substitute for any instructors. According to research done at Marshall University in West Virginia, teachers often cite the diversity of students in online courses as one of the most rewarding aspects of teaching online. Moreover, teaching online can offer teachers conveniences not available in traditional classroom settings, for example, at home office hours and flexible work schedules. His second ground, Russell's personal experience is not sufficient to conclude that the quality of learning through technology has declined. Moreover, there was no factual support or evidence in his speech or in his annotated bibliography to support his claims. And for his third ground, Russell fallaciously inferred that because courses are available online, students will cheat, procrastinate, and not learn anything. In the case study conducted by Buskirk et al., each online final exam was different and monitored, and they performed considerably better than the in-class midterm exam. In conclusion, the counter-argument matters because it proves that Russell's proposition that newer forms of technology in education have a negative impact on students' learnings has not been statistically proven through his secondary claims. Thus, his argument should not be accepted as factual evidence. Thank you. I know.
All right, Daniel, you start off pretty effectively identifying the main proposition in the secondary claims. You label the first point as you get to it. You've got a couple of claims that you present as counterclaims, which is fine. Once you get past those first two counterclaims, it was a little unclear whether you were still arguing the first point or whether you'd moved on to the second point. I think your labeling got a little awkward there. I did like the use of the evidence that you had. You frequently went to the sources that the advocate used and found context that would suggest a different conclusion is appropriate, or that minimized the inferences that the advocate was basing their information on. I thought that that was the right way to go. Plus, it appeared that in several instances you had additional information to suggest a contrary conclusion, or at least research that reached different results. I did like the fact that you had some statistical information that talked about on-balance usefulness compared to what are just generic statements that the advocate was making. So I think that's a good way to kind of finish that first section. When you get to the second section, it wasn't really quite clear exactly how. I don't remember what the point was. Something about artificial light, and I'm going, wait, what? What's the argument here? And then you're immediately launched into some reasoning challenges, which are not necessarily bad, but without enough context, I'm not sure how useful they are. You basically challenge the notion that sum doesn't equal all, and you say there's no statistical information to support those points. I don't even know what the points are, so you need to make a little bit clearer summary at that point. On the third issue, though, I thought that you went back to talking about what the potential benefits are. We got some on-balance information on this. That last piece of information, though, doesn't suggest that people don't cheat. It just suggests that they do well on those online tests, which I don't think the advocate would have disputed. They would just dispute that they're doing well on the test as a result of their hard work and effort, and not their cheating. So I'm not sure how that evidence really responds to that point. Thank you.